Good afternoon. Welcome to AircraftPost Rousseau Report. I'm your host, Dennis Rousseau. For over 20 years, AircraftPost has been the trusted source for market intelligence and strategic planning for current generation business jets ranging from the CJ3 up to and including the Global 7500. Our market data provides owners and operators with the extensive knowledge needed for informed decision making. Just recently, using our data, one of our clients saved over $6 million on the purchase of a new long-range business jet. If you would like to stay current with business jet intelligence in the respective markets, be sure to subscribe to the Rousseau Report. As always, thank you for joining us. Over the last year, our efforts have focused on aircraft in the midsize, super midsize, and long-range categories. And today, we're going to turn to the light jets, where we find aircraft such as the Citation CJ4, the Pilatus PC-24, and our subject aircraft today, the Phenom 300 by Embraer. First flight took place in 2008, with agency certification in 2009, and 11 years hence, there are now 586 Phenom 300s in service, far outselling their competitors, which we'll address in just a moment. Embraer has been producing commercial and military aircraft since 1969, over 51 years, and ranks number 3 globally, just behind Airbus and Boeing. Some of you may remember the Brasilia turboprop or the 37-seat ERJ-135 regional jet, operated by many airlines even today. In 2000, Embraer launched the Legacy 600, which is a variant of the regional jet. The aircraft was built for 19 years with over 650 in service. The interior was noted for its 3-zone cabin seating and was used for executive transportation as well as shuttle use. However, not unlike Boeing and Airbus trying to enter the business jet market with variants of their airliners, the ACJ, the BBJ, you have robust airframe and engines, worldwide support, great dispatch reliability, but commercial jet performance. And that usually means flying in the mid-30s, 35, 37,000 feet, versus typical business jets flying in the mid-40s, well above the traffic and weather with much lower cabin altitudes. Continuing their advance into the business jet market, in 2005, Embraer announced the Phenom 100 to compete in the VLJ or very light jet market. These aircraft are designed for single pilot operation and typically flown by the owners on short-haul missions. The Phenom 300 entered service in 2010, using the 100's fuselage cross-section, but it's 9 feet longer externally, 5.5 feet of which translates into the passenger cabin, allowing for 2 additional seats after the forward club seating, as well as a longer vestibule. Embraer built an all-new wing for the 300, and although both models use Pratt & Whitney engines, the PW535Es on the 300 have twice the amount of thrust with a 5,000-hour TBO, or time before overhaul. In addition, the Pratt & Whitney engines have dual-channel FADEC, which is full authority, digital electronic control, and this automatically controls the engines and regulates their operation, which contribute to operating efficiencies. The airframe structure is aluminum and designed to damage tolerance criteria except for the landing gear that require an overhaul every 10 years. And this just happens to coincide with the 120-month major airframe inspection. Just a quick note on the 300's maintenance. The schedule, like most MSG-3 aircraft, you'll have periodic inspections every 600 hours and every 12 months that are typically called out as a 600-hour, 1,200-hour, or 12-month, 24, 36-month, and so forth, up to a major inspection, which in this case is every 10 years or 120 months. A common mistake is to assume a 10-year is an inspection in and of itself, when in fact it also includes the 12, 24, 60, and 96-month, which become part of the 120-month. When you add the gear overhaul of $150,000 to the base cost of the 120-month inspection, you're looking at around $235,000. And this is plus discrepancies, which usually double the base cost, so out the door you can budget $500,000. And this is not indigenous to just the Phenom 300. All aircraft undergo similar inspections. These maintenance events and their respective costs are something we're going to be addressing for all business jets in the future sessions. So please stand by. One of the interesting features of the Phenom 300 is that the structure is designed for a target economic life of 28,000 cycles or 35,000 hours, with minimum structural repairs due to fatigue. To support this target life is an onboard maintenance computer that tracks the health of the aircraft systems for trend analysis, which most OEMs are gravitating to. Now let's think about this for a moment. If the aircraft flies an average 350 hours per year, it will far outlive any owner. Obviously, as aircraft age, they do become more costly to operate. Most parts, whether avionics or accessories, are replaced long before the airframe runs out of steam. Similar to most OEMs today, Embraer can cover maintenance costs through their Embraer Executive Care Program, or EEC. And that covers the cost of nearly all scheduled and unscheduled maintenance, providing an accurate means of budgeting. On early aircraft, the program runs about $4,800 per month or $300 per hour. Pratt & Whitney also offers their world-renowned engine program called ESP, to which over 82% of Phenom 300s are currently enrolled. Another area the company has built in longevity is with the use of carbon brakes that offer twice the life of steel brakes and the benefit of lighter weight and faster cooling after landing. On the design side, the wings are fitted with fly-by-wire multifunction spoilers. These panels provide pilot-commanded in-flight speed brakes, as well as an automatic ground spoiler, similar to the lift dump system on the Hawkers. Now, like the Phenom 100, the 300 is certified single pilot. And to support this type of operation, the cockpit is fitted with the pilot-friendly Garmin 1000 Avionics rebranded Protégé. This system is standard on all early Phenom 300s, and then in 2013, Embraer introduced the Garmin 3000, which could be installed as an option at serial number 166, and then became standard in 2015 at serial number 274. The Garmin 1000 system has 12-inch LCDs, whereas the Garmin 3000 features 14-inch active matrix LCDs with touchscreen technology. The two boxes you see in the center, just below the multifunction display, are not FMSs, but rather CDUs that provide access to avionics, intercom, transponder, checklists, and all flight plan entry tasks, resulting in a clean, logical cockpit that does things very efficiently, and for a single pilot operation, that's just what you need. The standard cabin layout has a forward right-hand side refreshment center opposite a storage cabinet with standard 6-passenger seating consisting of a forward club, followed by two forward-facing singles in the aft cabin and an aft lavatory that's externally serviced, as well as a non-pressurized aft baggage compartment. Cabin height is just about 5 feet, which is right size for aircraft in the small jet category. From the standard 6-place configuration, buyers have a couple options, with either a single aft-facing seat or a 2-place divan, which are better depicted here, and as can be seen, there are trade-offs when you install the divan, the storage cabinet is deleted, and the smaller refreshment center is moved to the left-hand side. The aft single option reduces the refreshment center size, and please take a note of the drop-down 10-inch monitor, which we're going to circle back to here in just a moment. Moving into the cabin, we have the 4-place club arrangement with executive pull-out tables. You'll notice that the windows are right sized for the aircraft. From the perspective, you don't need to crouch down to see out. The 5-foot cabin height is a direct result of the 3-inch drop aisle, which runs the entire length of the cabin. The aft cabin features 2 single forward-facing seats. The emergency exit is on the right-hand side. Dual sliding doors for the lavatory. The aft lav is unique for a small jet, in that it has windows on both the left and right-hand side, with the externally serviced lav on the right. You have 2 options for the vanity, either dry or wet. The dry option means no water, whereas the wet provides a sink with running water. This may sound strange, but keep in mind, with any aircraft, weight is front and center. Every time you add something, you add weight. The more weight you add, less passengers or fuel you carry. And keep in mind, the early Learjets didn't have lav provisions, let alone running water. The baggage compartment is comprised of 66 cubic feet in the aft bay and 8 cubic feet in the nose compartment, which the latter is typically used for crew bags. So what does all this amount to? First, it translates into best in class in many areas. Single point refueling, 6,600-foot cabin altitude at flight level 450, 165 gallon per hour average fuel burn, touchscreen cockpit, single pilot operation, and a near 1,900 nautical mile range, which in most cases will get you 2/3 of the way across the United States nonstop. So with 586 Phenom 300s in service, what does Embraer do next? In March of 2020, the Phenom 300E was certified as an updated version of the 300. The E stands for enhanced and refers to the redesigned cabin and the addition of Lufthansa's high-definition cabin management system and in-flight entertainment. In addition, new thermal acoustic insulation was added to deaden cabin noise, and similar to the Pilatus PC-24's quiet power mode, pilots can run the right engine on the ground to function as a pseudo-APU for avionics, lighting, air conditioning, and heat. With the redesign, Embraer was able to achieve a 3-inch wider aisle compared with the $9 million Phenom 300. The E also incorporates an upper technology panel along the center line of the ceiling because the new design recessed much of the traditional lighting and air gaspers, significantly improving passenger ergonomics. Now let's swing back to the cabin monitor. This was moved from the forward vestibule and is now embedded in the panel depicting pertinent in-flight information. Price of the new 300E is $9.45 million. Add about another $1 million for typical options, the retail price nears $10.5 million. And because Embraer announced a price freeze, there are no discounts. The Phenom 300 basically has two competitors, the Citation CJ4 and Pilatus PC-24. Citation CJ4 entered service 1 year after the 300 and now has 336 aircraft in service. The PC-24 just entered service in 2018 and now has 85 aircraft flying worldwide. As you've heard me say many times before, each aircraft model has its pluses and minuses. All three models have LCD cockpits, single pilot certification, similar range, speed, fuel burn, MAX certified ceilings, and build quality. The Phenom 300 has the lowest cabin altitude in class. The CJ4, the lowest price point and the most factory-owned service centers. The PC-24 is the only light purpose-built business jet that can land on unimproved runways such as grass, gravel, dirt, and it has a combination cargo-passenger interior. Each model will fill a specific niche better than the others. Now, before we discuss markets and value retention, I'd like to point out the Phenom 300 is the only model of the three that's used in the fractional markets. AirShare operates 13, FlexJet 25, and NetJet's 99 of the 586 300s in service. And these aircraft will typically be used for 10 plus years at 1,000 hours a year before hitting the pre-owned market. So when we view the pre-owned market, it's not influenced by the fractionals at this time. As of January 21, the Phenom 300 pre-owned market shows 34 available aircraft, representing 5.8% of the fleet, with ask prices ranging from $4.8 to $9.9 million. The former for a 2011 year model with 4,000 hours total time, and the $9.9 million ask for a 2020 300E with just under 100 hours total time. Average days on the market, 265. There have been 19 transactions in the last 6 months, with prices ranging from $4.4 to $7.3 million, and an average market time of 163 days. Now, how has the aircraft performed from a residual perspective? It's one of the best performers in all markets, small, medium, or large categories, retaining 54% of its original cost new over the last 10 years. Kudos to Embraer. Thank you for watching today. If you have any questions or interested in more information on how AircraftPost can benefit your operation, please reach out to us. In the interim, please feel free to leave a comment below. We'd love to hear from you. And until next time, when we'll be talking about the Challenger 300 and the 350, I'm Dennis Rousseau with AircraftPost's Rousseau Report. Have a good day.